All right, so here's a trade that I'm in right now. I'm in a position for $57,000, hoping for like a 1% scalp. Yeah, it's definitely bearishly diverging, right? Even though see the bottoms, right? Higher lows, but the RSI is actually lower lows and the higher highs, right? But lower highs. So it's like going upwards, but this is like going downwards in a channel like that, which gives me a good sign that it's bearishly diverging. So it's a good chance it's going to end up coming down. I have my price averaged out to about 89.74, so we'll take about a $500 profit, maybe 550. I'll check up on it a little bit. I'm playing a game of Dota. See you guys. All right, so Bitcoin was really obvious that it was actually going to fall down. Leading first wave diagonals, also known as rising bearish wedges, okay, end up going 5 touches like that, and then it breaks to the downside. So because this was going to do that, it was very obvious that IOTA was going to do something like this as well, right? Except IOTA made a symmetric triangle, broke to the upward side, hit the top of the channel, and then here's where people would have targeted at the bottom of the channel to assume parallelity. And that's what I did. Okay. Ended up starting my short around 194 here. Closed it there at 186 this morning for a $1,429 profit. So let's talk about why I went into this trade, okay? And why and how I actually got this RR set up. So the symmetric triangle, right? It breaks upwards. If we notice right here, the symmetric triangle ends up breaking upwards. So we would expect the top of the channel resistance to actually, or sorry, the top of the channel to act as a resistance, right? And then if we draw this really long trend line support down here, what we see is that, okay, well, first of all, we're going to say the top right here could hit as a resistance, and there's many wicks to the upside. That's where I was shorting from the 194 ranges. We simply couldn't get it up there, right? So then, and also, if we draw this out like that, what we see is it's actually making some sort of not only symmetric triangle, but after it broke the symmetric triangle, is making some sort of wedge, right? Where it's wedging to get out of there, right? It's like a rising bearish wedge. So because it's like a rising bearish wedge, really good chance for it to come down. And the general rule of a rising bearish wedge is that when it breaks to the downside, you want to do something like target like a channel resistance, okay? You want to do something like that, right? And you want to target the bottom side of the support of the channel. Sorry, if you go up, you target the channel resistance. When you go down, you target a channel support. So you assume parallelity and just assume it would hit there. So that's how I was able to get this 2.5, whatever, 2.5 something risk to reward ratio. And also, if you look at it on this particular side, right, this is kind of how the whole thing was done, right? I was just choosing a very, very, very arbitrary fib level. And also we went down to right here. It hits roughly the 236 fib range, right? So it was more so the channel that caught me, and that's how I was able to obtain this specific risk to reward ratio, which was phenomenal. So I hope you guys took many things away from this opportunity, or from this lesson rather. And you take a look at all these other signs of bearish diverging, okay? Tons of signs of bearish diverging over here. Look at it from even up here, okay, on a 15-minute chart, right? You look at it across the board, and what you see is bearish diverging. Okay, at least you go to any time frame and you see it bearishly diverging, right? Like that right there. Let's go to a 1 hour chart, right? We're hitting a series of double tops or tops here that just simply cannot break above it. Okay, so there we go. Go to the 3 hour chart. It's kind of the same thing, right? Where we're just getting series of tops that just simply cannot break any higher than it. So yeah, that's kind of cool like that. So yeah, pretty obvious it was gonna break. I slept on this, and that's how I was able to make this profit right here. It was kind of cool. Sorry, wrong one. Let me just go to IOTA. Yeah, so it definitely broke out of this wedge right there. It's probably gonna hit on like 182 or something. That's probably my range. But I literally closed mine around like, 87, 86.70, right? 86.72, something like that. I literally just caught like the very bottom end, right? The whole time. So yeah, I hope you guys took away a lot from this lesson. I'll see you guys for the next lesson.